Yo, your boy is back. Yo, it's been a hot minute. It's been a minute, okay? As you can see, your boy's still here in Monterrey, Mexico, holding it down, okay? You know we doing it big, but Marvel is back in full swing. So y'all know what I'm here for. This is She-Hulk episode 1. You know what? Let's not waste any time, okay? Let's jump right in. The positives. Okay. I liked the Spider-Man intro when they zoomed in on her face, had the little green background. She's like, responsibility, heroes. That was good. Little shout out to Peter Parker, you know? We appreciate that. We like that. That was solid. When her and Bruce were in the car going to his little, they were going to, did they even say where they were going? The car flipped over the edge of the hill. That was like a direct reference to any Doctor Strange scene ever of all time. I was like, yo, they dang near pulled that straight out the movie. So that was interesting to see, you know, another character with the Doctor Strange role. So that happened. Yes. So now we're gonna go forward into the episode, into the actual elements of the hulking out. When Hulk threw that boulder, yo, I actually replayed that part. That was legitimately insane. As I've said in many videos, I've been reading these comics for a long time, since I was a child. So, I mean, I'm aware of how strong Hulk is, crushing the Eastern Seaboard or separating it from America in World War Hulk. Feats, don't even let me get into it. But when this man picked up that boulder, he's like, oh, I'm gonna show you what's up. I'm like, oh, he's gonna throw it pretty far, you know. I mean, it's the Hulk. He'll get a few hundred meters, a few thousand meters. This man threw that mug into the atmosphere, and it caught like friction, like fire, in a meteoric sense. And it's, for all intents and purposes, it looked like it was just gonna keep going. I was like, I paused it, and I just paused in real life. I was like, the Hulk is on some like Kal-El type stuff, like some Superman type stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I mean, it's known, he's like a nuclear bomb just like walking around that planet, but he's like far beyond that. Like that scene in and of itself, I was like, oh, Hulk is out here on some Superman type stuff. The boulder like caught friction, you know, derived fire going out of the, that's a level of strength that, you know, really no one can like comprehend. And he's just, oh yeah, I'm the Hulk. Bruh, that scene was great. I love stuff like that. Marvel puts stuff like that in there because they know what to do. They know what gets us hyped. And I was just reminded or refreshed, I guess, renewed on the Hulk's level of strength all over again. That was legit crazy. So going forward a little bit, what I would consider probably the highlight of the episode was the Hulk fight. I'm gonna get into a couple of issues that the episode has a little later, but as far as that, you can't say nothing about that. Yo, a Hulk fight? That's what we tune into Marvel for. Flexing, hitting. It was legit. Like we in our timeline haven't seen the Hulk fight in years. Since like Avengers Age of Ultron. When did that come out? Like 2014? A while ago. So this is the Hulk like fighting. I'm not really gonna count Ragnarok because it was like a little battle against Thor. He fought Fenrir the Wolf for like 2 seconds. You know, it was some Hulk action. But this was like, they hulked up. The glasses came off. He was ready. That was cool, man. We haven't seen the Hulk fight in a long, long time. There's nothing I can say about that fight that, you know, that can take away from it. It was legit. And it was the highlight of the episode, 100%. That Hulk fight was legit. So, oh, and how can I forget? Oh, man. The on the bar, the BB and TS, the shout out to Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. Man, I almost teared up a little bit in real life on that moment. That was heartfelt. That was heartfelt. Tony Stark, man, that was Bruce Banner's mans. That was his mans. Twin geniuses. They're homies. And he built him his lab. Like, that was his homeboy. The blueberries back in Avengers. Yeah, I actually felt that. Robert Downey Jr., come back. It's not too late. Marvel has all these dimensions. They got all sorts of stuff. Just come back. You know, we miss you. We'll welcome you back. Open arms. Yeah, that moment was, yeah, man, it was legitimately emotional. It was a good little heartfelt moment, and I really liked that. So, okay, last but certainly not least, the standout of the episode, the top positive, Mark Ruffalo. Man, what a gem. What a gem. Any scene Mark Ruffalo was in was just like elevated. I'm not gonna say I forgot, but I was reminded again of how hilarious he is. He's like a legitimate comedic presence. He's just so good. His emotion, his expressions, man, shout out. Biggest positive of the episode, Mark Ruffalo. Like, thank God, Buddha, Jesus, thank you for bringing him back because, you know, like I said in Marvel, I said they've kind of avoided putting like big cameos in their shows. I guess because they want the actors in the show to carry the show. Totally understandable. But those cameos is part of what makes Marvel Marvel. And having Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, in there, and just Mark Ruffalo himself, great presence on screen. He brought a lot to the episode, man. Legit. Now for the room for improvement. Okay, this is a good episode, but there's definitely some things going on that we're going to talk about. So number one, when Jen Walters broke the fourth wall early on in the episode, I know it's a big thing in the comics for She-Hulk. Deadpool does it as well, but it took me like completely out of the episode. I was like, it seems somehow more in place, I suppose, in the comics, but in the context of the TV show, it just took me out of it. So you got that. The biggest room for improvement in the entire episode, Jen Walters' transformation into the Hulk. In the comics, she was in an accident and Bruce Banner was around, and she had to have a major blood transfusion in order to save her life. Now, when they were hooking her up to the machine, the old school Hulk TV show, also the comics, Bruce Banner was like, look, I'm about to give you like a massive amount of my blood. I'm fully aware this is gonna likely turn you into a Hulk. So, I mean, it's on you. You can either die right here on this table, like you can die, or I can give you the blood, the holy blood of Hulk, you know, a liter, couple liters. This is a major transfusion, and it's gonna turn you into a Hulk. Here we go. So in the classical origin of Jen Walters, it was a life or death scenario that turned her into the Hulk. It wasn't like, oh, you can live and be a human, or like you can like, you know, go along your regular life. You have a choice to be a Hulk. She was going to die, or Bruce had full knowledge, giving her that massive amount of his blood would turn her into a Hulk. That was it. That was her moment of decision of becoming a hero. So, you know, that's the classical origin. It's a classic origin story. And here, they were in an accident, and accidentally, Bruce, I mean literally, a couple of drops of his blood, a couple drops dripped into her cut, and she, like, it transformed her into a Hulk, her whole body, her genetics. I had to pause the episode. I was like, okay. They reached a little bit with that one. I don't know why. I don't know why they couldn't just have gone with the transfusion, the classical story, but I guess this is what they chose. It was a stretch. It was a stretch. You know, just a couple drops transformed her whole genetic makeup. It was a little bizarre. So, yeah, the origin of Jen Walters, let's just keep going. Okay, now, moving on. The girl talk scene between Bruce and Jen when they were meditating, they took it a little far. They took it a little far with that. She's like, oh, I've been through all this, catcalling, you know. Then she starts going in on Bruce, and she was like, I've dealt with anger infinitely more than you have. You dealt with more anger than the Hulk. You dealt with more anger than Bruce Banner. Okay, who let that into the episode? Who did it? I mean, I guess they had to give some sort of conflict, but yeah, I'm not I'm not sure what they were trying to get, like trying to go for with that. But yeah, that moment was a bit much. They took it kind of far. Okay, so then as the episode progressed, they kind of progressed Bruce as jealous. The Hulk? Jealous of what? He's literally the Hulk. He's the first Hulk. Like, that will always be a fact. So it was like, at what point did Bruce get a personality to where that was even like, oh, it was just bizarre. Like, I just had to keep moving past it. It was a little weird. And then, in certain ways, they tried to say that, like, Jen was somehow, see, y'all noticing a theme here. Jen was stronger than the Hulk? I get it. You know. No, actually, I don't get it. That's the whole thing. I don't get it. Obviously, she's got the Hulk blood. She's got the genetics. She's got the gamma radiation. She's not someone you can play with, okay? This is the She-Hulk. This is Hulk, Jennifer Walters. But they try to... Stronger than Bruce? The Hulk. Yeah, man. Room for improvement, for sure. Yeah, that's all I got. So, you'll know I get on the end credits too. The end credits, wherever they are, you know, I do a section for the end credits. The only thing I can say about this end credits is that honestly, it was inappropriate, and it takes a lot for me to say that. I'm not sure, like they were talking about Steve Rogers earlier, and it kind of built up to it a little bit, but just the whole scene itself, especially knowing like kids will watch this, I was just like, I wasn't sure what it added. You know, I'm not gonna cap too hard. You know, it wasn't like bad per se. Man, the point is, it was the only thing I can really say about this end credits is that it was inappropriate. That's the only word I have for it. So, moving on to the rating, the almighty rating. So after everything I've just said, all the, you know, actions and movements and all that stuff, the overall rating for this episode is a 3 out of 5. It's a 3 out of 5. You know, right down the middle. It wasn't really bad per se. It wasn't bad, but it just, Jen's characterization, her origin, and then like, you know, the kind of like little personality beats they try to throw in with Bruce, it gets a 3 out of 5. The upsides, anything involving the Hulk is dope. That's like a rule of thumb in Marvel, and I think they're aware of that. I mean, I think they know. Anything that integrates the Hulk is just legit. That man's a swole. He's swole. And Jen herself, I mean, she's a Hulk. Super strong. She's got the jumping, the throwing, the hitting, the thunderclapping, the green skin. It's the Hulk, okay? Legit. So that's an upside, and a major upside is the inclusion of Mark Ruffalo. Man, just his presence on screen, man. Just legit. The comedy, the emotion, like the yoked upness, CGI, but still the point is, man's a swole. Gotta love it, okay? Legit. Now for the outro. Man, it's been a minute. The nerd culture reviews are the heart and soul of this channel. That's the core, okay? Shout out Abs. So, you know, there haven't been, you know, shows since Ms. Marvel, so this is what we got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be back in my element, doing the reviews of the nerd culture. I love that, okay? So coming up soon is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And I know it's soon because, as I've said with all these different things, you know, as soon as I'm saying like it's 3 months away or 2 months, eventually I'm literally sitting in the theater watching it and then doing the review. So it will be here soon. November will be here very soon. Obviously, I'm super stoked for that. What I've been on a lot lately, however, is Twitch. Twitch is legit. So my channel, twitch.tv/TrevorDavidJones, I'm having a lot of fun with that. Come tune in, come check me out. Right now I'm streaming Destiny 2, okay? At the behest of my younger brother, actually. He laced me in, he hooked me up. Come see what that's about. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. Plus, just come check me out on Twitch. It's a lovely platform. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Okay, that's all I got for y'all today. You know we out here. Stay up. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.